Welcome back to AskAPop. Today we're talking about parachutes. Each and every one of them's important. Being married to a first grade teacher does have some perks. One of them being arts and crafts time. It's a thing. Come on. Don't you wish you could do it too? That kind of leads me to the post. I promised my beloved that I was going to help her cut out 28 parachutes if I had the time during my workday. It turned out to be one of the craziest work days of the year, and because pretty much everything that could go wrong at work did. And then on top of that, a little bit, he still hadn't gotten completely over the flu. Plus, from Thanksgiving, where everybody was home all week with the flu, so we were all staying inside together. Now everybody's back out of the house, so that just left me and Big Little Bit. He wasn't down with that, so the words clingy, that really came to mind a lot. But it come to be 6 o'clock at night. Databases started acting a little bit normal at work, so I was finally starting to get things under control. Tony got a little bit, he came home from work, got a little bit into the bath. I had a little extra time. I had been up since 1 o'clock the night before starting work. My eyes were starting to cross, but I had promised her about those parachutes. It was time to sit down and start working on them. Like I said, my eyes were starting to cross, but before I made that first cut, I happened to glance up at some figurines that Big Little Bit had made for me years and years ago. And I thought about these parachutes, and I thought maybe just one of these parachutes might end up making pride of place on a refrigerator or on a cardenza or a desk overhang of somebody's office, or when some proud kid would bring one home and give it to their mom or dad, saying, "Mom, look at what I did today at school." So as tired as I was, I stopped, took a big old gulp of coffee, and steadied myself, and I cut each and every one of those as if Little Bit was going to give that one to his mom or dad that night, because each one of those mattered. Now, is this post about my mad crafting skills today? No, not really. But it did make me think about our Christian witness and how we could use those parachutes as an analogy. Let's think about a good one and maybe a not so good one. Let's think about if we walk into a restaurant and we sit down to pray. Somebody on the other side of the restaurant could see us sit down and bow our heads to pray. That person without ever knowing us, might have been on the fence about saying yes to Jesus, but saying, what would people think of me? And see the fact that you just made that public display. And that one public display that you made to a total stranger could be the difference in them saying yes without you even knowing it. That's a parachute that you've just floated out there without even knowing it. Now let's think about a maybe not so good one. You might have been witnessing to somebody for a day, a week, a month, maybe even a year on how great the Christian faith is. And then you're having not such a great day yourself, and you go to the grocery store, and a can of beans falls on your toes, and just as you maybe say something that you wouldn't say in church, that person comes around the corner. What are they going to think of you? And all those things that you had said. Just a thought from a guy that always wants to have a parachute at the ready. Bible verses today are Matthew 13, 1 through 9, and Titus 2, 6 through 8. As far as questions, when you think of setting good examples, do you have any role models that you keep in mind? Bet you can think of who mine are. God bless you and have a wonderful day.